实现他们的愿望。
我给他救人器。
As soon as Ghost Month begins and the Gate of the Ghosts opens, an old lady shaman is seen performing a ritual and praying to Kuman Thong. She implores him to assist those who seek help from him to fulfill their wishes. The shaman requests him to behave during the Ghost Month and not cause any trouble. Suddenly, the lights begin flickering and the cries of children fill the environment, indicating the presence of the spirit. The scene shifts to a father telling his child to stop crying, explaining that the evil spirit has killed her mom. The man is frightened by the paranormal activities happening in his house, and when he checks on his child, he discovers his rotten body. As he tries to flee, he gets attacked by an unseen force, and then, after a while, his spirit appears in front of a camera. We then see Kuan Yu, who is blessed with the mandate of heaven, making him the perfect candidate to perform as Zong Kai, the vanquisher of ghosts and evil spirits in the operas. Master Shi informs Kuan Yu's father that he's searching for a successor for ritual performances and sees Kuan Yu as the perfect candidate. However, Captain opposes, expressing that he won't allow Kuan Yu to become a Taoist master. He cites personal tragedy, stating that his daughter's death is linked to his own role as a Taoist master, and he simply wants Kuan Yu to lead a safe and healthy life instead. Meanwhile, Kuan Yu, who is aspiring to become a parkour influencer, deviates from the traditional performance and adds his own steps to show off his skills. After the performance, Captain warns Kuan Yu that any deviation from the traditional steps could result in complete chaos. The steps were meant to suppress the evil spirits, but if the spirits realized that Zongqi was not performing the ritual, they took over the actor's body. Master Shi tries to calm Captain down, and only then does a light begin flickering there. They then notice that Xingqing is not feeling well, so they bring her to a temple, but when they try to take her inside, she starts refusing to go inside. Despite her resistance, they compel her inside, where Jiamen discovers she's possessed by a spirit. Jiamen conducts a ritual to lift the curse, successfully expelling the spirit from Xingqing's body. However, as Xingqing looks at Kuan Yu, he notices that she is still possessed, and she suddenly attacks him, asking why didn't he save her. Jiamen intervenes, using a whip to restrain the spirit, causing Xingqing to collapse, and they promptly take her away. Later, on their way back home, it's disclosed that Kuan Yu has long regretted not assisting his sister when she drowned. Upon reaching home, Captain gives him a protective charm for his safety, and he instructs Kuan Yu to kneel before the deity and apologize to Zong Kai. However, Kuan Yu is skeptical and declares he'll relocate once he makes sufficient wealth, and departs refusing the charm. Meanwhile, at Mehuang Hotel, the owner Wan Hua hears her child Gigi playing in the dim hallway. She asks him to stop it, as he is disturbing other people, and just then the door of a room bursts open. Wan Hua goes there to check if Mr. Wu needs any help, but gets terrified seeing his lifeless body hanging, and a spirit resembling smoke emerges from his body and exits the hotel, leaving her horrified. The following day, Kai informs Kuan Yu that their video has gone viral. However, Kuan Yu tells him that the comments focus on a ghost in the video. Kai reviews the footage and spots a shadow, but Kuan Yu dismisses it, attributing it to a camera angle. While Kuan Yu practices parkour, Kai receives a call from his Aunt Lotus, urging him to come early and offering good money. Kai asks Kuan Yu if he wants to join, suggesting it's an opportunity for him to make money and move out. Meanwhile, Wan Hua visits the elderly shaman and is asked about her godson's well-being. Wan Hua mentions he's not feeling well lately, and the shaman attributes it to the instability of children, assuring that he will recover, and she warns that the child's spirit is weak and advises against letting him consume meat. Kuan Yu and Kai visit the hotel, and Lotus provides items to cleanse room number 621. Wan Hua arrives and reveals that someone hanged himself in that room, and knowing this, Kai refuses to perform the cleaning. However, Kuan Yu, skeptical of such beliefs, volunteers to do it. Just then, he hears Wanhua's son calling for her, saying he is hungry, and Wanhua is surprised when she realizes he can hear him. Next, we see Jiamin leaving for Taipei for her exam, and after she leaves, one of the employees notices a table moving on its own. Later that evening, Wanhua observes someone taking her bedsheet away, and to her surprise, she discovers someone covered in it. Terrified, she uncovers the sheet only to find Gigi underneath, who then asks if she can play ball with him. Meanwhile, Quan Yu and Kai clean the room, and Quan Yu mentions that he is taking bedsheets to Wanhua. After he leaves, Kai starts making the bed but senses something unusual. He notices the rope moving, which terrifies him, prompting him to quickly come out of the room. Quan Yu discovers Wanhua's locked room, and on his way back, he hears her voice from the terrace. He comes upstairs and finds her talking to someone, and when he asks where to put the bed sheets, Gigi hides behind one, but Quan Yu spots him. Kai initiates a live stream, sharing details about a recent suicide in the hotel and expressing his fear. Encouraged by viewers, he decides to enter the room, and some viewers claim to see movement, causing Kai to retreat. Outside, he discovers mysterious writings on the floor, and when he shows a mirror with writings, a viewer warns against looking in mirrors during the 7th lunar month. Terrified, Kai covers the mirror with a sheet, and suddenly, the TV turns on, displaying footage of Mr. Wu's son and his wife. Mr. Wu approaches his wife's lifeless body, and the video gets stuck. Kai gets terrified and attempts to flee, but gets stopped seeing someone outside the door. He turns around but collides with Wu's hanging corpse, and suddenly, he gets grabbed by the neck, prompting him to jump on the bed. However, it turns out to be Quan Yu playing a prank on him. After this, Quan Yu's attention turns to the mirror, but Kai stops him from uncovering it. Quan Yu dismisses superstitions and expresses a desire to see ghosts, particularly his sister. He removes the sheet from the mirror, causing Kai to close his eyes. Quan Yu decides to play another prank, throwing Kai on the bed. While doing so, he finds a bedsheet in his hand, questioning if he had given it to Wanhua, and he realizes it doesn't have any stench. Quan Yu instructs Ki to make the bed before heading to the bathroom. Outside, Kai is startled to see someone sitting on the bed, and when he attempts to escape, he encounters the same ghostly figure in the hallway and gets attacked by it. Meanwhile, Captain calls Quan Yu, but he rejects the call. Now, when Captain comes inside the house, he is shocked to see that the sensor is burning. Here, Quan Yu discovers the door locked, suspecting that Kai is playing a prank on him, and as he tries to look outside the peephole, we see his sister's spirit reflected in the mirror. Quan Yu takes a knife from his bag, determined to cut the rope, dismissing it as just a rope. However, the mirror suddenly breaks, causing him to become visibly frightened. He then calls Wanhua, informing her about being locked inside and urgently requesting her to open the door. Wanhua discovers Gigi eating meat and rushes to stop him, asking if he feels uncomfortable. Noticing his red eyes, she attempts to calm him down, expressing her fear and concern. Wanhua heads to her office to retrieve the keys, and in the meantime, her husband Chen arrives at the hotel with his mistress. Wanhua confronts him, and Chen says he came for the hotel's title deed and seal. Wanhua refuses to hand them over, and in response, he slaps her and accuses her of knowing who is responsible for their son's death. They both then leave there, and while Chen's mistress is waiting for him, a ball comes bouncing there, and she hears Gigi asking if she pick up the ball for him. Meanwhile, Captain watches Kai's stream on his phone, and he gets worried for Quan Yu. Chen's mistress, searching for the kid to return his ball, is surprised to find herself back in the same place. She calls Chen, inquiring if he's finished and asking him to come and find her. However, the call abruptly disconnects, and she gets terrified when she hears Gigi's voice on the call and finds another ball in the hallway. Her phone shows results for toy balls, prompting her to throw her phone and the ball, and when she tries to flee from there, she returns to the same place. She then trips over a ball, and numerous balls bounce toward her, and an entity grabs her neck before breaking it and killing her. Captain calls Master Shi and informs him that he is going out to break a curse, asking if he can summon magical soldiers and generals to a specific location. Master Shi inquires about the situation, and Captain explains that Kuan Yu went to a cursed place. Master Shi mentions that it's the ghost day, and the evil is strongest, but Captain insists that he is counting on him. Master Shi starts the ritual, but an unseen force pushes him, and he is shocked to witness a symbol forming with rice grains. He urgently calls Kwai, instructing him to find the trope captain with Jiamen immediately. He warns that the gate of ghosts has opened, releasing demons and evil spirits in full force. Master Shi believes the Tai demon must be hiding, and if it kills 7 more people, they are doomed. Meanwhile, the door of Kuan Yu's room opens, and as he steps out, he notices a shadow swiftly moving around. Pursuing it, he arrives at the reception area, where Kai passes by. Kuan Yu follows him, urging him to stop fooling around, but to his horror, he discovers his lifeless body hanging on the stairs. On the other hand, Chen finds an old family photo and tears it apart in front of Wanhua, and says she doesn't deserve to be Gigi's mom. Wanhua begs him to bring her back the photo, but he throws her on a chair and tries to strangle her. Just then, the lights in the room begin flickering, causing Chen to leave Wanhua, and he notices Gigi standing behind a curtain. Chen falls to his knees as a demon possesses him, and Kuan Yu and Lotus hear Wanhua's screams. In an attempt to prevent Chen from harming Gigi, Wanhua intervenes, and in a fit of anger, ends up killing him by strangling him. Just then, Lotus enters the room and gets shocked by the scene, and Wanhua gets up and locks the door. Lotus asks Wanhua what she is doing, but Wanhua remains silent. Instead, she retrieves a photo from Chen's pocket and cryptically mentions that her son expressed a desire to eat meat. Suddenly, Lotus also gets possessed, and as Gigi comes out, the scene gets cut here. Meanwhile, Kuan Yu discovers that Kai's body is missing, and he hears his screams for help coming from room number 625. However, he soon realizes that the cries are echoing from various rooms. The lights then start flickering, prompting Kuan Yu to forcefully open a door, only to find an empty room. Now, as he goes to the exit door, Kai suddenly attacks and tries to kill him. Kuan Yu attempts to fight and escape, but Kai overpowers him, knocks him down, and strangles him. Kuan Yu remembers her sister drowning, and Kai transforms into her sister and asks him, why didn't he save her? Just then, Captain reaches there, dressed as Zhang Qi, and using the demon-suppressing mudras and steps, he manages to ward the evil spirits away from Kai. He then goes to break the curse from the rope, but Kai gets up and tries to attack him. Kuan Yu stops him from doing so, but he calls him Dad and accidentally reveals his dad's identity. Captain somehow manages to ward the evil spirits away from Kai, but just after that, he collapses. Kuan Yu leads his dad to a room where he apologizes for the current situation. He accepts responsibility for the events that have transpired, blaming himself for how things have turned out and for his sister's death. A flashback reveals Captain instructing Kuan Yu to take his sister to play on the side during the ritual, and emphasizing that he won't be able to call him once it begins. As the ritual starts, Quan Ling's bottle floats away in the river, and when she goes to retrieve it, she tragically drowns. Kuan Yu desperately tries to save her, but his efforts are in vain. Due to Captain's involvement in the ritual, he also fails to rescue Quan Ling, leading to a heartbreaking outcome. Meanwhile, the shaman observes that the statue of Kuman Thong is bleeding. Simultaneously, in another scene, Gigi is seen eating lotus, and Wanhua is possessed. Kuai and Jiamen reach the hotel, and Jiamen says she has an odd feeling about this place. She can smell a strong curse, so she needs to set up an enchantment around the hotel first. Captain makes Kuan Yu wear the protection charm and instructs him never to take it off, and then he teaches him the Taoism mudra. On the other hand, the shaman performs a ritual, causing blood to start flowing from the eyes of all the statues present, and Gigi falls to the ground, screaming in pain. Captain requests Kuan Yu to assist him in washing a towel to clean his face, and as Kuan Yu enters the bathroom, Captain unexpectedly locks him inside. Simultaneously, Wanhua takes Gigi to the shaman, but the shaman becomes terrified, stating that Gigi is not her godson, and in a shocking turn of events, Gigi attacks her. Meanwhile, Captain encounters the ghosts of children and declares his determination not to let them harm his son. However, the Thai demon hangs and kills him. After a while, when Kuan Yu emerges from the locked bathroom, he discovers his father's lifeless body hanging. Yet, when he comes out, he is shocked to find that the body has mysteriously disappeared. Following the disturbing events, Kuan Yu encounters a frightening statue, and suddenly, a demonic entity pulls him underwater. He finds himself in the same river where his sister had drowned. Witnessing her drowning again, he manages to save her and bring her to the shore. When she opens her eyes, Kuan Yu is overjoyed, thinking he has finally saved her. However, she warns him to run and reveals that she was captured by the Thai demon. Suddenly, she attacks him, but he finds himself back in the bathroom, realizing that his protection charm saved him from the supernatural threat. Kuan Yu emerges from the bathroom and discovers his dad's sword. Meanwhile, Wan Hua has gathered the 6 dead bodies that the Thai demon had killed. Simultaneously, Jiamin, sensing the gravity of the situation, expresses her doubt about being able to help. Shortly after, she realizes that Kuai has been possessed, and he attempts to attack and kill her. Kuan Yu arrives and confronts the possessed Kuai, and employing the mudra that his dad taught him, he successfully wards off the evil spirit. They proceed to the reception area, where Jiamin reveals that she has encountered this curse before, and it specifically targets those with the heavenly mandate. Perplexed, Kuan Yu questions the heavenly mandate, wondering if it implies a mandate to kill those around him. Jiamin shares that she, too, has suffered losses and has a clear perception of life and death. She accepted her mandate, and though someone once claimed she was Zhong Kuai's sister, she remains uncertain about the meaning of that statement. However, her perspective on everything has changed significantly since accepting her mandate. Kuan Yu shares with Jiamin that he saw her sister, who kept mentioning the Thai demon. In response, Jiamin explains that the Thai demon is an evil spirit that was previously defeated by Zhong Qi. However, it seeks resurrection to kill Zhong Kui's spirit, essentially targeting Kuan Yu's life. Suddenly, Kuan Yu's ear begins hurting, and Jiamin senses that it's the demon. They rush to the top of the hotel and discover all 6 lifeless bodies, and the sight of his friends and his dad's dead bodies overwhelms Kuan Yu with sadness and grief. Meanwhile, Jiamin enters another room and encounters a statue covered with a cloth. Upon uncovering it, she is horrified to discover it is a Thai demon statue. Suddenly, Wan Hua arrives with the intention of killing Kuan Yu and begins attacking him. However, Jiamin intervenes, utilizing her powers to control Wan Hua. She instructs Kuan Yu to destroy the Kuman Thong inside. Kuan Yu proceeds to attack the statue, and Wan Hua follows him, expressing concern about what he's doing to her son. They are both shocked by her behavior, and Jiamin tries to explain to Wan Hua that it is not her son. She shows Wan Hua a newspaper clipping detailing her son's death in a tragic accident. In a revealing flashback, it's disclosed that Wan Hua, involved in a drunken driving accident, was responsible for her son's death. Chen demanded to have his son back, prompting Wan Hua, driven by grief, to seek a shaman's help for resurrection. Despite warnings of the ritual preventing reincarnation, her desperation led her to proceed. The spirit was trapped in a Kuman Thong, and she treated the idol as her son. As her offerings were accepted, her visions became more vivid. Things finally started to feel normal for Wan Hua, but that was before the death of Mr. Wu. The night she found the stranger's body hanging from the ceiling, the evil ghost attacked Gigi's spirit. From that day on, her son stopped accepting milk as an offering and demanded blood and meat. And to satisfy her son's demand, Wan Hua did as he wanted. The Thai demon compels Wan Hua to take her own life, and witnessing this, Jiamin mentions that it claimed 7 lives. Suddenly, both experience intense ear pain, causing them to collapse. Kuan Yu then finds himself in an alternate reality, where he utilizes his glowing protection charm to survey the surroundings. Abruptly, the Fey demon materializes, causing him to stumble backward, and his charm slips from his hand. The demon then launches an attack on him, and meanwhile, Master Shi attempts a ritual to summon magical soldiers and generals but fails. Desperate, he prays to Zongkai for assistance against the malevolent spirits. Back to Kuan Yu, his father's spirit blesses him and tells him that Zongkai opera is the source of all Zongkai. Even if it is performed by an actor, he still has the power to suppress all evil. Kuan Yu gets up, transformed into Zongkai, and employs the 7-star steps taught by his father to force the demon to reveal itself. He tries to fight the demon, but despite his best efforts, the formidable demon proves overpowering. Jamin intervenes and pushes the demon back. However, the demon throws her away, gets up, and attempts to strangle her. In a desperate move, Kuan Yu takes the 7th step, imploring Zongkai to merge with him and banish all evil, and with determination, he stabs the demon with his sword, ultimately destroying it and saving all beings. At the end of the film, Kuan Yu accepts his fate and proudly takes on the responsibility of the heavenly mandate of Zongkai. He brings a modern twist to the opera performance, suggesting how the new generation will carry forward with the tradition. He sees the spirits of his dad and sister, who have come to say goodbye to him. In the post-credit scene, we see that a worker at the restaurant where Jamin worked finds the dead body of Jamin's uncle hanging. She then gets terrified seeing a demon feasting on Jamin's aunt's dead body. The demon gets up and moves towards her, and the movie ends here. Thanks for facing the frights with us. If you survived this video, drop a like, summon that subscribe button, and brace yourself for more horror. Until next time, stay spooked.